So the next set of samples that we're going to process are for cations and anions, and these are in the same vials. They're just in these little, I think they're 60 ml, 30 ml bottles, Nalgene bottles. The cations, we generally put a different color tape on so that you can tell easily when you're in the field while you're sorting them. And the anions don't have that tape, and this is all processed the exact same way. And so for these samples, we are going to be using disposable 0.45 micron filters that just screw on to your onto your syringe. To rinse the filter, go ahead and push 5 mils through the filter and have it run out. And then we need to rinse the bottles themselves. So we rinse with 5 mils of filtered water 3 times. Include the cap, so cap it. Pour that out. Rinse 5 more mils. Cap it. Pour it out. 5 more mils. Cap it. Pour it out. Each time with the cap, I'm trying to protect this from getting anything touching it or in it, so I tend to hold it on the inside of my fingers here and towards the bottle, but not placing my finger in the cap itself. And then I've rinsed this 3 times with filtered water now, so I can go ahead and push water into the bottle itself for the collection. And we want to fill these bottles, but not all the way. We want to fill them just up to the shoulder of the bottle, which hopefully I can get through this filter. A little slow here. The filters do clog. It depends on the clarity of your water, how much you can get through a filter like this. But try, to get as much through as you can without breaking your hands. You get very strong thumb muscles with this job. And so by the shoulder, I mean I want to see the water line just come up to where the bottle starts to curve here. And when it does that, that's a complete sample, and I can go ahead and cap it and put it on ice until you get it back to the lab and can add the preservative to it for the cations. The anions do not get preservative, but they get frozen back at the lab. While you're in the field, everything just goes on an ice pack, and you just do this the same way for all 6 bottles while you're collecting in the field. You also collect the nutrient samples. So this is what we collect our soluble reactive phosphorus and ammonium samples into. And it's the same process. You're going to go ahead and use your 0.45 micron filtered water to rinse these. So usually 3 to 5 mils, somewhere in there. It's a much smaller container at just 15 mils. Put the cap on, rinse it, dispose. Another 3 to 5. I'm going to cut this one short because I don't want to use another filter for this. Rinse it, dispose, and a 3rd rinse, and then I could fill this up. When we're filling up the Falcon tubes, we want to make sure that we don't overfill them. These also get frozen after they get after we collect them in the field, and if they freeze and they're too full, they can burst or have other issues. So we only want to fill the Falcon tubes to about 12.5 to 13 mils, and that will allow for space for them to expand after they're frozen. But the same filtering technique and rinsing technique applies to these 15 mil tubes as well as the 30 mil bottles.